Here we are. The master bedroom.
Sumptuous. I could really make myself comfortable in here.
Ensuite bathroom, underfloor heating, all temperature controlled with this device.
May I have a go with your device, please? I'm good with knobs.
Of course.
Lovely.
And the bed here is king size.
That's useful for entertaining royalty. Oh, I'll have to lie down on it. Oh, hey, come and join me.
What?
I want to experience the boudoir from the horizontal position.
No, I don't think that's appropriate.
May I remind you, this flat is on the market for 1.1 million and your agency is getting 11,000. I think it's time you earned your commission.
Item number 1, Niamh Donoghue. As you're all probably aware, Niamh's finally getting over her demons. She certainly had a good day working under Frank yesterday, so I'd like to thank you for talking me round. Losing her would have been a huge waste of our resources.
Hang on, we're talking about a colleague, not some money-saving scheme.
Yes, I know, but on this occasion, the right choice was actually the most cost-effective one. So, well done.
Can we move on? I didn't drag myself out of my sickbed to listen to you whishering on.
Right, item number 2. The recent spate of bad publicity. Now, we are losing patients, but I don't think it's as bad as what we feared. Daniel, do you have the figures?
Yeah, we're 36 patients down on last month, so not exactly a car wreck, more of a slight dent to the bodywork, which is down to your fantastic handling of the press.
I agree, you did an excellent job. It turns out you can handle reptiles after all.
Well, thank you, I think. I do apologise for being a little paranoid last week, but it was starting to get to me, and looks like the curse is finally lifted. So, onwards and upwards.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Merriam.
Oh, hello, dear.
I wasn't expecting you today. What time's your appointment?
I haven't an appointment as such.
Oh, sorry, you feeling under the weather?
No, I'm tickety-boo. But you never know when things may take a turn for the worse.
Well, you can't just sit there indefinitely.
I don't see why not. Not exactly busy.
Well, I'm busier than you think, actually. I'm a bit like a swan, really. I'm all serene on the surface, but you should see what my legs are doing underneath.
Good morning.
Hello, Mimi.
Mrs. Miriam? What a surprise.
Not exactly. You always come here the last Thursday in the month. You're a creature of habit, even if your habits are disgusting.
Nice to see you too.
So, where's my share? Where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You thought you could get away from me. Well, not with your rickety hip replacement. Treachery, thy name is Mimi.
Oh.
Come in. Oh, hey, Jimmy. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. Just wondering if you're still okay to come and sit in on my 4:30 this afternoon. I think you might find it useful.
I'll be there.
Great. And I wanted to ask, how did you get on with Frank yesterday?
How do you mean?
Well, you two seemed to get on really well, so I just wondered how you liked being in a team with him.
Yeah, it's fine. He's very supportive. I really need to crack on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What on earth did you think you were doing?
I was trying to kill her. Well, it worked in The Wizard of Oz.
Mrs. Waverley?
Well, you've gone too far. So, by the powers invested in me, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Yes. I heard the mill was banning gay people. Are you banning the elderly, too?
No, you're not banned from being here, just from throwing beverages on people.
Well, it's nothing to what she's done. She stole my money.
Well, it's a very serious accusation. How much are we talking about?
£1.7 million.
Now, Sierra, I need you to be a good girl for Auntie Tracy, okay? So no show me up, no jumping on things, and no taking your clothes off and running around the restaurant like you did last time, okay? And Sierra, I need you to smile. Look like this. Look at me.
Like that.
£1.7 million.
That's right.
How's that even possible?
Well, Mrs. Waverley and I formed a little lottery syndicate. We'd go out every Saturday morning to buy a ticket, and then we watch the draw together in the evening. And imagine what we do with all that money.
I think I'd set up a sanctuary for meerkats.
Well, about 3 weeks ago, I was a bit poorly and I couldn't go out to buy my ticket with her. But I rang her in the evening to find out how we'd done, only she'd left the phone off the hook. I rang and rang, and then I went round the following day, but she wouldn't answer the door.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then I found out that Mrs. Waverley had been seen swanning round Sutton Vale in a mink coat and looking at luxury houses. And I thought, that's not right. She hasn't 2 pennies to rub together.
I think I know where this is going.
And then I heard from Mrs. Maynard. Apparently, Mrs. Waverley had won the lottery. That £3.4 million jackpot had been won by a single ticket. But that ticket was ours. We always played together.
But had you actually given her the money for it?
No, but I would have done. I always paid my share.
Would have done isn't good enough, I'm afraid. Unless you had a written contract.
No, but you must see what she's doing is wrong.
Yes, but that doesn't give you the right to attack her in public. Whatever else you've lost, you've got to hang on to your dignity.
Oh, sod my dignity. I want my money.
I'd like to see Mr. Howard Bellamy, please.
Bellamy? Really? Well, yes, OK, send him in then. Thank you. Damien, surprised to see you. You were only here a month ago.
A month is a long time in the monitoring of bacterial infection.
What can I do for you?
Well, I believe you're having problems with your water supply.
I don't think so. We turn on the taps and out it comes.
This past week, I've received 3 complaints relating to the water temperature in the gentlemen's restrooms. The fluid emanating from the cold tap was in fact lukewarm, whilst the hot water was actually tepid.
Well, there must be some mistake.
There was also a 4th complainant alleging that the water has a foul odour.
Over half a dozen doctors use that facility, and surely they'd have seen something. I mean, they're all very rigorous.
Well, in that case, you'll have no objection to me mounting an extremely rigorous inspection.
Sorry, could I put this by the radiator? It's soaking wet.
No, that's fine. So, how are you finding the medication?
I mustn't grumble, but I'm having trouble sleeping. If there's anything you could give me.
Yes, as I say, we use these facilities every day and everything seems to be in order.
Luckily, we don't need to rely on instinct, as I have very sophisticated monitoring equipment.
Do you now?
Turn on the cold tap, please.
Any particular one?
Just the nearest one. (23°C).
Must be some mistake.
There is a mistake, but I assure you, it is not a mistake with my monitoring equipment.
You'll never get away from me. I'll follow you like the hounds of hell.
Mrs. Merriam, step away from the window.
Oh, is there a problem?
You are intimidating one of our patients.
I'm trying to help her. She was saying that she's having difficulty sleeping. Well, I can cure that. Give me my money.
Mrs. Merriam, look, I do feel your pain, but you are disrupting the daily duties of our doctor, so I must ask you to take your dispute elsewhere.
Oh, fair enough. Can you give me her new address?
You must leave the environs of the building, and that includes the forecourt at the front of it.
Very well. I shall go back to my 1-bedroom flat It's very cold, but I suppose I can warm my hands on the gas hob.
There she is. Go and give her a big hug.
Hello. Oh, your sister told me all about you, but she didn't say how pretty you were. You come and sit round here. I honestly never thought this day had come.
You and me both.
So, what are we having? Hello, Mrs. Marion.
Oh, hello, dear. You couldn't give me a hand with this, could you?
Sure. Is it a jumble sale or...?
Not exactly.
Okay. Now, there's broccoli soup. Do you like broccoli? Do you know what broccoli is?
I do tuna sandwiches. Do you fancy that?
How do you cope with feeding her?
What do you mean?
Is she a picky eater? Do you get time to cook?
Of course. We may not have broccoli because it looks like cauliflower covered in snot, but I do know how to look after her.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
What?
Oh, dear, dear. Now, as you can see, your settings are all incorrect.
Yes,
Indeed, your hot water is calibrated just above room temperature.
I know.
And an error which greatly increased the risk of waterborne infection, such as Legionella.
Yes, but surely there's no need to... Shut.
And I am intrigued by the reports of a foul odour. I'd like to take a wee look inside your water tank, if you please.
Really?
If you'd be so kind.
Hi.
Is that mad woman still waiting for me?
Well, we did ask Mrs. Merriam to leave the premises. Unfortunately, she then set up a protest camp just outside.
That woman's doolally.
Well, the situation as I see it is that it's like two mighty armies locked in mortal combat in a fight to the last breath.
I see it as a very annoying woman who won't take a hint.
However, I do have quite a lot of experience in the political arena, and I intend to institute peace talks. I'll be like the United Nations Secretary-General. Ban Ki-moon with a bit of Kofi Annan.
You are?
So I've set up a consulting room for you to settle your differences over a cup of coffee. Don't worry, I won't let her throw it at you.
Howard, could I have a word with you about holidays, please?
Not now, Alistair. Please leave.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about.
Look, I'm in the middle of an inspection here.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, dear, dear.
What?
Oh, dear.
Well, doesn't sound good.
I managed to locate the source of your odour. You had a foreign body in the tank.
What?
Rattus novegicus. Otherwise known as the brown rat.
Thank you for coming to my ad hoc pop-up peace talks. Now, I can't promise you that this will bring you peace, but it might give you a clear understanding why you both hate each other.
I've known that for years.
Now, firstly, is it true that you won £3.4 million on the National Lottery?
I shall not confirm it or deny it.
That's not true. We won it. Well, I know I was late in paying, but here we are.
That seems fair.
£1 in exchange for 1.7 million? I don't think so.
That's so unreasonable. You know I always paid in advance.
Not when it mattered. What is the slogan? You've got to be in it to win it.
Oh, what are you going to do with that money? It's more than you could spend in a lifetime.
That is a good point. How long are you likely to live?
It's none of your business. I shall use it to weed my social garden, deadhead the deadwood, and cultivate my life among the higher echelons.
I think she means she's going to be seeing less of you.
And then I shall dedicate myself to the service of Mimi. I shall live life to the full and deny myself nothing.
But won't you be haunted by the people you've left behind? Their miserable little faces.
Not really. I've often wondered what happens to people with obscene sums of money. Now I know. We act obscenely.
I've got something to ask you.
Go on.
We've got this caravan down by Dorley Country Park.
Oh, yeah?
How would you fancy coming to stay with me and Kai next week?
What's that in aid of?
Paul's away on business. You've had a blooming awful couple of months and I just wanted to treat you.
I don't think so.
You deserve some me time. We'll let the kids do their own thing and we'll have all sorts of girly treats.
I really don't think... Oh, Sierra, what are you doing?
She's only drawing.
Yeah, well, she shouldn't be drawing on a sandwich, should she?
I'm calling for a full contagion team and you need to evacuate the premises.
That's a bit over the top, isn't it? Can't you just put an out-of-order sign on the toilet door?
There have been too many times recently when I've erred on the side of leniency. We need to take definitive action. May I?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It is your money, and it is totally up to you what you do with it.
No, it isn't.
But who was it who once said, we only truly become rich when we learn how to give?
Imelda Marcus.
For example, I have recently decided to stand as a counsellor, and £1,000 will pay for all my publicity material. Not that I'm suggesting you give me £1,000, but I am having a fundraiser tomorrow, if you fancy coming over for drinks and nibbles.
Extraordinary. All the years I've lived in a one-bedroom flat, no MPs have been near. Suddenly, when you're coming up in the world, suddenly they stalk you. I've had invitations to soirees, auctions, charity events. If I could live on champagne and peanuts, I wouldn't have to spend a penny of my money.
Well, that's just typical. You were mean with money when you didn't have any, and you're a miser now that you're rich. But you know what hurts me most? It's not that I missed out on a fortune, but that I lost a friend. You moved away from me and wouldn't answer my phone calls. So now, at last, I'm the loser in life's lottery.
Oh, Mrs. Merriam, what's wrong with her?
I think she's having an angina attack.
This is a complete and utter disaster for us.
Yeah, can't have been much fun for the rat either.
Never mind the amount of pip. Where's Valerie?
Sorry, I had a patient with heart trouble. I had to get her into Dr. Carmichael.
Right, we need to close the surgery. Move people over to the campus surgery if possible.
Why?
They found a rat in the water tank.
How did it get there?
It dived in there like a little hairy Tom Daly? I don't know! But they carry all sorts of diseases.
Yeah, sure they do. There's Weil's disease to start with.
That sounds vile. Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed today due to Weil's disease.
Valerie, don't say vials. Put it down to something like, I don't know, to staff shortages.
Oh, no. That's Weil's disease.
Damien, no. He wasn't being serious.
Well, your pulse is normal. But make sure you carry your spray with you at all times.
I will. I've always suffered ill health. Not like Mrs. Waverley. That woman's a tank. She'll survive anything. I'm surprised she still comes here now that she's moved to... What's the name of the place she's moved to?
Mrs. Merriam, do you seriously think that I would fall?
What's that?
Sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to evacuate the building. Evacuate! Evacuate! This is not a drill. Everybody out! Evacuation in progress.
What's happening?
Nothing to worry about.
So why did we have to leave the building?
Oh, we're just being extra vigilant.
If you'd like to wake your mate to the contagion team.
Oh, not particularly.
Secure here, Ma.
I've got everyone out of the mill.
We'll go and check again.
Here, Harold. Saw this about Weil's disease.
Will you stop saying that? There is no evidence. It's just them being ridiculously overcautious.
Right, well, if I can give anyone a lift to the campus...
Right, well, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Hello? Can
Just go around and check the wee
Move back. Come on, move back. If you haven't got an appointment, there's nothing to see. Happy now?
I'm just doing my job.
Mrs. Merriam, is this yours?
No, that belongs... Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, silly of me.
What's she doing?
Just wanted to see how the other half lives.
Give it back.
No. 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 No.
Now you've drawn a lion. What noise does a lion make? Ah! Yeah, that's it. You do some more. Do some more, Nia.
You're so good with her.
She's a good kid. Come with us next week. My boy Kai is dying to meet you.
I don't want you to think of us as some charity case.
Charity? I think I owe you about 10 years' worth of birthday and Christmas presents. But I want you to know, I'm here for you. If it all gets too much, if you just need someone to talk to, or if...
Just stop. Leave it. I know why you're doing this, but we're okay. We muddle through. We don't need freebies or handouts.
It's not about that. It's about making up for lost time and having fun. Long country walks, midnight feasts, toasted marshmallows by the campfire at Lazy Lions till lunchtime. Please, Ish.
Please.
You admit toasted marshmallows.
I like marshmallows.
Oh, do you?
You've got no right to look through my things.
You're a fine one. What are all these coupons? You're not so cutting them out the paper. And all these pills and painkillers. What on earth's the matter with you?
The worst thing in the world, darling. I haven't got long. The doctors say I shall be here for Easter, but probably won't make Wimbledon. And I didn't win the lottery. I didn't get a single number. But I did win the chance of being pumped full of chemicals and have these lovely doctors to fuss over me.
Is this really necessary?
We need to ensure the site is intact, ready for the inspection team.
Yes, but surely there's...
Hold on. Damien Goulding. Yes. Yes, that was my decision. Really? Well, I felt it was expedient. Look, we'll speak later.
Who was that?
That was my line manager. He feels I may have been overly officious, but what's done is done.
It's that Saturday when I got the news. I had to ring round one or two people. That's why my phone was off the hook. And I didn't like telling you because it was so awful. And yes, I have moved. I've gone into a nursing home. I can look after myself for now, but it's what comes later.
What about the coat?
Oh, I found this when I was packing. It was my mother's. It's the closest thing I have to having her arms around me.
Oh, Lindy, I'm so sorry.
I don't want sympathy. I can't bear it. And when Mrs. Maynard came out and said, "Oh, how can you afford to move? Have you won the lottery?" I said, "That's right, last Saturday."
You shouldn't have told Mrs. Maynard. She's a terrible gossip.
But I wanted her to know, you see. I didn't want her to think I was this plucky, tragic cancer victim. I wanted to be this magic, lucky lottery winner.
I feel such an idiot.
Well, you put 2 and 2 together and come up with 3.4 million.
Oh, Lily, I know we've had our ups and downs, but that's what friendship's all about.
Yes, I know. And you've done ever so much for me. You made me a millionaire. I love people bowing and scraping. It's been the happiest 3 weeks of my life. Look, I don't want her to know.
What?
Hello, you two. Have you managed to be friends again?
Friends? I wouldn't be friends with this witch.
Luckily, we now move in different circles.
Where are you going?
I'm going to buy a jacuzzi.
You'll never get rid of the stench of your corruption. How am I doing?
Marvellous, darling. Let's carry on arguing all day.
Why on earth did you allow him to close us down?
Well, if I hadn't have gone along with it... He might think I had something to hide.
Well, now everyone thinks that. It looks like we've got a case of the Black Death.
It's all over social media. People are demanding to know what's going on.
How did it get in the water supply?
What? I don't know. His little ratty legs. Well, they say you're never more than 6 foot away from one.
Howard, I'm going on home visits.
Good. And thank you very much for your sterling work.
You're welcome.
Another day, another PR disaster.
Look, I'm sure we can claw our way out of this one.
Oh, now I'm reassured.
Can we just stop arguing for a second? There's one thing we seem to have forgotten.
What?
Well, if there is virus bacterium in the water supply, and if someone does get sick...
We're finished?
I am so sorry. But your mum was involved in a road accident today.
I want to talk to you about something. Doesn't matter.
Hey, what is one of the most unpleasant things on our streets today? Oh! No, I was being rhetorical.
Oh. Now, while the patients are staying away, we can use this time productively.
Like searching for other jobs.
Thursday afternoon on